Dun, 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 dun. Hello, it's Steak and Degen. We are here because the NFL schedule was just released yesterday, I believe late on Wednesday night. It's Thursday, November. No, what the fuck am I talking about? November, May 15th. And we are going to go through week one of the NFL schedule and probably touch on the overall schedules for a few teams that we either do or don't like coming into the season. Steak is a Minnesota Vikings fan. And on that note, I'm a Bucs fan, if you're already not familiar. I have not looked from week 1 through 17 on the Bucs schedule just yet. We'll do it live on this episode. Have you gone through your Minnesota Vikings schedule? I heard they have a very difficult home schedule.
They have a very difficult schedule in general. It's top 5. I think it's number 5 in the strength of schedule. But I have looked it over for sure. It looks tough, but I like that it kind of starts tough and get easier, which obviously we'll go over. But they open on Monday Night Football against the Bears. That I feel like that could be a lot of fun. Caleb Williams with Ben Johnson, JJ McCarthy's first start. One of those two fan bases is going to be overreacting, or maybe even both. Negatively overreacting and positively overreacting after that game.
So we'll reference a couple win totals too, I think, while we're at it. The Vikings are at 8.5 under -120 on FanDuel.
Yeah.
I heard that the Bucs have a fairly soft schedule this year. I think they have a favorable home schedule, if I'm not mistaken. The NFC South should be pretty interesting this year, obviously with Derek Carr retiring, Michael Penix starting for Atlanta for a full season. I heard their win total 7.5, which I thought was pretty low. And then the Panthers with Bryce Young looking good coming into late last year. We'll see how their schedule pans out. And so let's get into it. All right, so week 1, you already had a rant on this, I believe. We talked about it on the board review. The Cowboys and the Eagles start the year off on Thursday Night Football in Philadelphia. In the spread on this game, I'm seeing on ESPN. I guess I might as well just go to
7.
FanDuel. Yeah, well, it's even down to 6.5 now. 6.5 on FanDuel. The total's 46.5. We're not going super duper in depth because there's no point in doing that. But let's give general thoughts. Are the Eagles going to open up the year kicking the shit out of the Cowboys when they get their Super Bowl rings? Or do you think the Cowboys are going to be a trendy dog?
I didn't think about this when I went on my rant, but the Cowboys having to watch the Eagles raise that Super Bowl banner is definitely a little extra added incentive. Here's my problem. I just don't think the Cowboys are dogs. If there was a team full of dogs and you saw your divisional opponent raise the Super Bowl banner, you'd be like, man, I want to go out there and fucking kick their ass. But for some reason, I don't trust guys like Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys to be those type of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now, as it sits on fucking May 15th, I like the Philadelphia Eagles by murder.
Okay, fair enough. The Eagles, their win total this year is 11.5. The under is slightly juiced -120. Let's see.
Tough schedule. They have a tough schedule.
Yeah, and as they should, right? The Super Bowl winner typically has a difficult schedule. The shittiest teams typically have an easier schedule, try to balance things out. So that makes sense. And 2 years ago, remember the Eagles, they had a 4-week gauntlet of playing the Bills, the Chiefs, the Niners. Yeah. It was brutal. So right back to reality for them in terms of a difficult schedule. Okay, so you like the Eagles week 1 by murder. The Cowboys are an interesting team. We both agree that we love what they did with George Pickens. I really don't know that I'm going to come out of the gate and have a bet on this game on a side. I'll have to figure something out.
You got a long time to figure it out.
I know I do. I know it, but you're already saying you think the Cowboys don't have dog and you think they're going to get slaughtered. For whatever reason, I'm kind of a Dak guy.
Really? I've never heard you. I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
I am a Dak guy. Well, I don't like Dak in the sense that I don't know that he's an elite quarterback who should be paid all this money because I think he only shows up when the game is out of reach. But it's week 1. Dak can shine in week 1.
Yeah, Dak can definitely shine in week 1. Can I tell you about the Eagles' first 5 games?
I would love you to.
At home against the Cowboys, as you know. At the Kansas City Chiefs, week 2. At home against the Rams, week 3. At the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, week 4. At home against the Broncos, week 5. So if I'm not mistaken, they're rematching their Super Bowl. They're playing 4 playoff teams. They're rematching their NFC Championship. And the only team that's not a playoff team is the Dallas Cowboys. their division rivals. That's a brutal start to the year.
That is. Cowboys have 4 road games in their first 6. Their home opener in week 2 is against the Giants, and then they go to the Chicago Bears, and then they play the Packers, and then the Jets and the Panthers. I mean, I'm looking at the Cowboys schedule. It's not overly difficult. They got the Cardinals a little bit later. They got to play the Chiefs and the Eagles and the Lions. Oh, God, that is brutal. They play the Eagles, the Chiefs, and then at the Lions in a 3-week stretch.
They don't play the Broncos, right?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they play the Broncos. I'm pretty sure it was Chernoff talking about how he thinks the games that will make or break the Cowboys season is Cardinals and Broncos.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right. Broncos are going to be a bitch this year. Okay, let's go to Friday. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs on the road against the San Diego Chargers. 8 o'clock game. Oh, sorry. Thank you. This is the game that's in Brazil. Okay, so the Chiefs are right now, they're laying 2.5 on FanDuel. It's minus 115, total 44.5. If I had to make a bet in this game right now, I'm taking the Chargers. Is that a sucker bet?
I don't think it's a sucker bet. Something weird about the Chiefs this year. I can't really tell what I think about them. This is a weird season opener. And do they play an international game on Thanksgiving too, or did I misread that?
They play, looks like, well, when is Thanksgiving typically? Is that November 23rd or 27th?
It's like the 4th Thursday in November.
Wait, this looks like it might be it. I think they're playing the Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly. And where is the game?
It's ESPN is telling me that it is in Arlington, Texas.
Okay, got it. So it's not an international game. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it's weird for the Chiefs to open up the season after getting blasted in the Super Bowl and not being really talked about that much this offseason. Like, we're not talking about the Chiefs that much. They didn't make any crazy moves or do anything crazy. Not that they needed to. They are still the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes still Pat Mahomes. But don't you think Brazil is a super strange place for the Chiefs to open up this season? More so than any other team?
No, I think it would be weirder if like the Browns open their season in Brazil.
Yeah, but no one would do about that. What I'm saying is I'm kind of with you on the Chargers.
You think that it's weird for the Chiefs to like get in any sort of groove in Brazil in week 1.
Correct. I don't think they're going to like ditch that Super Bowl hangover in week 1 in Brazil. I think they'll have a perfectly fine year, but I'd expect a lot more out of them week 2. Do they return home for week 2?
I'll tell you right now, the Chiefs, yes, they go home and they play the Eagles.
Oh my God. What a crazy way to start your year. That's crazy.
Look ahead.
God, that's crazy, man. They're going to beat the Eagles, dude. They're going to beat the Eagles in Arrowhead. They might lose to the Chargers and beat the Eagles. That's how I'm seeing it right now.
So the one interesting thing about the Chiefs schedule is they only have one stretch of back-to-back road games. That's, you don't really see that very often. I mean, I know they have to go international, so maybe that's why.
It might be.
But they play at Buffalo. Oh, they have a bye too. Oh, the Chiefs are kind of getting set up pretty well. They go at Buffalo, then they have a bye, and then they play at Denver. I mean, for the only time all year you play back-to-back road games, you have a bye in between.
Yeah, that sounds like a little favor.
Yeah, and then the Chargers, they go and they play. I mean, this is really tough. The Chargers open up with 3 straight divisional games. They got the Chiefs, then they go to Las Vegas to play the Raiders, and then they play the Broncos at home. That ain't fucking easy.
No, not at all. And that's even, you got to mention that like the Raiders should be competitive. I'm not saying they're going to be good, but with Geno Smith, they should be competitive. They're not just a team you're going to walk all over.
Yep. Damn. End of the season for the Chargers is not easy. Last 5 games: Eagles at home, at Arrowhead to play the Chiefs, at Dallas to play the Cowboys, home to play the Texans, at Denver to play the Broncos.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's the Friday game. And then let's go to, is September 7th technically the first NFL Sunday? It is. Let's just go with the FanDuel odds board. Let's go with the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are laying 7. Here's my thing. I am not high on the Giants this year at all. Like, I think people maybe could potentially be, as like a shitty team that can go over their win total. You know what? Let's go look. What would you say the New York Giants win total is?
I can't imagine that it could be much higher than 5.5.
5.5. The under is -140. So you are paying a premium for the Giants to suck. But just hear me out for a second. That week 1 game is everybody is probably going to have Washington money line in a parlay or have them in Survivor. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, as we go through the board for sure. But I think Eagles will be that team as well.
You're right. If there is a time to play against Jane Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury's offense, it's probably when you have an entire offseason to prepare for them.
Probably true. Obviously, it's a given that Russ is starting this game, right? No matter if Jackson Dart has the best training camp ever, Russell Wilson's still starting this game, right?
Well, I was going to say, would Jameis start it?
Oh, no. I don't think so. The fuck you bring Russell?
Okay, Greg. You Jameis fucking hater.
No, I'm not a hater, but it's like if they wanted Jameis to start at any point this season, they just wouldn't have signed Russ.
Do you have any desire as of right now, as we look at the schedule, to get gross and contrarian and bet the Giants on the road with the points?
Potentially. Do you know the Giants have the second toughest schedule in the NFL behind the Lions?
No, and I don't even know how the fuck that's possible.
I don't either, but let's just, for the fuck of it, we'll go through it real quick.
Sure. Washington Commanders win total is 9.5 this year, -110 each way. We'll talk about them in a second after we talk about them.
I guess they got to play the Cowboys, Commanders, and Eagles 6 times.
Yeah, Cowboys are a 7.5 win total team.
It looks kind of brutal. At Washington, at Dallas, then at home versus the Chiefs and the Chargers, at New Orleans, at home versus Philadelphia, at Denver. Then you go to Philadelphia. Then you play at home versus the Niners, at Chicago, at home versus Green Bay, at Detroit, at New England. Bro, this is an impossible schedule. I don't see 5.5 wins on here at all.
Daboll, first coach fired.
I kind of like that. But the problem is, aren't they going to let him coach Jackson Dart?
Yeah.
Of course, they're coming to mow my lawn right now. I feel like this happens a lot when we stream.
I can't hear anything.
That's perfect. We'll see if it gets louder.
Okay. All right. The Washington Commanders, do you think that this is going to be a team that you buy into? Is this a start of something really, really special? Do you think they could win the NFC, win the division? You know, if it could be a down year, Super Bowl hangover for a team like the Eagles, you have any early desire in getting involved with the Washington Commanders? And as I ask you that question, I'm also going to pull up their schedule.
Okay, I'm fully bought in on Jaden Daniels being very special, and I don't think anything. I think it's very evident that he's special, and I don't think anything will change with him. I still need to see things from Deebo Samuel, the backfield, the defense, you know, because like it's funny going into last year, all of these things like they were considered to have a horrible wide receiver room. They were considered to have a horrible defense, and they were considered to have a horrible offensive line. I know they've made improvements to all those things here and there, but they also overperformed last year, especially at the end of the season, and that needs to be remembered. So I can't say I'm particularly high or low on the Commanders as a whole, but I'm always going to be high on Jaden Daniels.
Okay. I think that's very fair. I'm a Deebo Samuel guy. I think their offense is going to be awesome. Who did they draft? Oh, they went tackle
Which
from
they needed
Oregon.
to do.
Yeah, they got a defensive back, Trey Amos from Ole Miss. They did well. Yeah, they did well. So I'm certainly not going to be quick to fading the Washington Commanders this year.
Not. Definitely.
I respect the shit out of them, and I hope they have success. I'm looking for a really tough stretch for this team in the schedule. Steak, I got to tell you, I don't really know that I see it. They end the year Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles. That's not ideal, but at the same time, like you get the Seahawks at home, so they do make a West Coast road trip. That you could say this is a tough stretch maybe for the Commanders right here. They play 4 road games in a 5-week stretch. All right. They go at Atlanta, but they're in a dome playing a rookie quarterback. Then they got to go West Coast to play the Chargers. That's not going to be easy. You play a Jim Harbaugh coach team that's going to be hard-nosed and physical. You come back home to play the Bears. Then you go, that's before a divisional game with the Cowboys. And then from the Cowboys, you go and play the Chiefs.
Yeah.
In Arrowhead. So that 4-road game stretch in a 5-game stretch is very difficult.
You could keep going, man. If you kept going with what you were saying, Then they play the Seahawks, Lions, Dolphins, Broncos, Vikings.
Yeah, that's 4 home games in a row. I mean, we're not really going to be that scared of Sam Darnold-led Seahawks team. You
No,
got
but they're not free wins.
Sure. Well, there's not really many free wins at all. I don't
Yeah.
think for anybody's schedule, but the Lions are going to be playing in November in DC. That's outside of a dome, and maybe it'll be a little chilly. You got the Dolphins coming in too. They're not anything too scary. And then I think it's much better to get the Broncos at home than playing in Denver. So that 4 home games in a row is not too shabby. Plus, they get a bye week after Miami before they play Denver.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't realize those 4 were at home.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep moving. Carolina and the Jags, dude. The Jags are -2.5 at home against Carolina. I guess it doesn't even matter what the total is. We're not talking totals here. Where is your head at with Jacksonville and Liam Cohen first game against a team like the Panthers who know Liam Cohen from having seen him last year? He was the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay. Bryce, the way Bryce ended the season, and the Panthers, they're going to be a team that probably has some steam and some backing behind them. I lean Panthers.
I think Panthers are going to be very popular.
They are.
They will be, because just the way they finished the season and then the way the Jags finished the season, I think this is the year you see everyone fully out on Trevor Lawrence. And I guess do we still not know what Travis Hunter is going to be in the NFL? Like,
is Trevor Lawrence starting week 1?
100%. He has 100%. To, right?
I don't know. I just didn't know injury wise if he was going to be okay, but probably.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about him not starting, but I'm more curious: is Travis Hunter going to line up as wide receiver 2 for the Jacksonville Jaguars for this game?
Yeah,
he is.
Why wouldn't he?
That's going to be, honestly, kind of sneaky fun game.
Very fun. You want to go? Imagine spending your week. How do you spend your first NFL Sunday in Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium watching that game?
I can't do it, dude. I couldn't do it.
I'll look at right now. I'll look at the depth chart. Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, De'Ami Brown, ETN. Yeah, that's what they're rolling out. And on that note, the Jags are 7.5 win total over -140. The Carolina Panthers are 6.5 win total over -140.
I can find 7.5 wins on this Jags schedule, man. I know that's kind of weird, and I probably shouldn't be back in the Jags again, but I'll tell you right now, I could find 7.5 wins on here.
All right, you go look at their schedule. I'm going to look at the Panthers schedule. Panthers start the season with 3 road games in their first 4, but it's soft. You got the Jags, the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, the Jets, like all of the. What's that?
Those are winnable games.
Yeah, all winnable games until they play the Bills and the Packers. Spread it out a little bit more. You got the Niners and the Rams. And then you end the season with Bucs, Seahawks, Bucs. I mean, I don't know. Panthers could win 7 games.
I'm going to need to see that to believe it. I don't think I could put my money on it.
If you look at the Jags schedule, I'll go through it with you too. Anything standing out to you that might be really challenging or not, or really easy?
Nothing is challenging as far as stretches. Here's the hardest stretch: at Cincinnati, at home against Houston, at San Francisco, at home against the Chiefs. And that is the hardest stretch they have. After that, it's Seattle, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Houston, Los Angeles, Arizona, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Jets, Broncos, Colts, Titans. Like, don't those all sound pretty winnable?
Yeah. I don't know what to think of the Houston Texans this year. Yeah.
They're at least beatable. We can say that.
Right. Okay. We got a lot of games to go through now that I realize it. So I guess we don't have to go through every team's like whole schedule.
No, we can move on from Panthers, Jags for sure.
All right. Steelers are laying 3 in New York. Justin Fields revenge game. I think it's crazy. Who's playing quarterback for the Steelers?
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers revenge game.
They haven't even signed him.
No, they haven't signed him, but they're going to.
When?
I don't know, dude. Who the fuck's going to play quarterback for the Steelers if it's not Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know. Mason Rudolph?
Nah, that can't happen anymore. They can't do any more Mason Rudolph. Like, that really can't happen. NFL teams cannot have Mason Rudolph as their season opening starting quarterback. I understand Mason Rudolph, if 2 other guys get injured and he has to play because of injury, you cannot go into the season with Mason Rudolph as your starting quarterback. And I absolutely refuse to believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to.
Okay. All right. I respect that. Let's go. I'm kind of into the Jets this year. The Jets have a 5.5 win total. Overs -135. And Pittsburgh, obviously, Mike Tomlin has the 500 record at stake here. 8.5 wins under -185.
8.5 wins? But
Under.
the under is -185, you said?
Did I say -185? I'm sorry, -145.
8.5 wins is a lot for a team that's supposed to be starting Mason Rudolph on week 1.
You can't make the Steelers 7.5 win total.
Can you not?
Yeah, well, actually, no, you can. Essentially, it is. You can get 7.5 over juiced.
Yeah. God, they're not good, dude.
No, but he always gets respect.
I know, and I guess he always does win at least 9 games.
Exactly. He did it with Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph in the past. So, all right, Raiders on the road against the Patriots. Patriots are -2.5. It's -122. I think this looks like the easiest bet on the board.
It does, dude. People will be fucking lining up at sports books to bet the New England Patriots.
Let's go.
They will be fucking lining
Is this our squad ride right here? Raiders right out of the gate.
Old Geno Smith.
It is Geno. It's not fucking Aiden O'Connell Raiders here. It's Geno, but like, dude.
It's Ashton Jeanty. Year 2 Brock Bowers.
The only thing I'm going to say is this, Steak. At the end of the day, this always happens. Are we going to love the Raiders and then come kick off? Everybody's on the Raiders, but then it's like, wait a minute. Drake May is favored against Geno Smith.
I think people are excited about Drake May.
Hell yeah, they should be. And Mike Vrabel's debut against Pete Carroll.
Milton Williams, Spillane. I mean, they stocked up that defense.
Oh, Spillane. They got the Raiders' old linebacker.
Spillane, Harold Landry, Milton Williams. There's a cornerback, too, that I'm not thinking of. Didn't the Patriots sign a solid cornerback or draft one?
Well, they had Gonzalez.
Oh, Will Campbell, dude.
Will Campbell.
Everything about the Patriots is exciting.
So, Raiders.
As of now, yeah. God, dude, the fucking Patriots have an easy-ass start to the year. Oh, my God.
Yeah, they do. Probably the easiest. Raiders, Dolphins, Steelers, Panthers. And then after the Bills, it's Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons.
Oh, my Lord. Keep going still.
Dude, I don't want to read off the whole fucking schedule, but hold on.
I know, but it's just easy. After that, they play the Jets and the Giants, dude.
Over 7.5 wins for the Patriots, -145.
I'll be honest, it's probably square, and I don't know if I'm taking it, but I look at the schedule and I can absolutely find 8 wins on here rather easily.
All right, well, they're gonna have to lose some games. We like them to lose right out of the gate. I'm with that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next game. The Arizona Cardinals are laying 4.5 points in New Orleans. Who's talking about who's playing quarterback for who? Who the fuck's going to play quarterback for the Saints?
Yeah, did we determine that these fucking guys are going to start Spencer Rattler?
No.
So it could be Tyler Shuck. There's no other options, right, that I'm missing?
I don't think so. 5.5 wins. Unders only -125.
I think that's one of those ones, bro. I think it's one of those ones where you see and they start the season 0-9, and you're like, I can't believe I didn't take the under on this team. I think they're going to be horrendously bad.
Keep in mind, there's always going to be that one team, though, where like the New York Jets were awful and they had a 5.5 win total with Zach Wilson and they won 7 games.
Yeah, I remember. You remember when I did it with the Cardinals?
Yep.
It was the exact same thing. I even took them to go 0-17, like plus 5,000 or whatever the bet was, and
yep.
They won 7 games.
So as of right now, those teams are going to be either the Giants.
Yep. Jets
or the no, the Jets were 7.5.
What?
Hold on.
Damn, I thought you said lower when you said it.
No, you're right. 5.5 over -135. Oh, I wanted to look at the Raiders win total. Raiders are 7.5, unders -140.
Yeah. Geno's gonna get respect to go 8-9 because that's what he does.
Could also be the Giants too. Okay. Cincinnati Bengals -5.5 against Cleveland. This feels like the right line. We don't know who's starting for Cleveland, but that Kevin Stefanski, I think he owns the Bengals. It's a divisional game. It's points on the road. So I don't know where my head's at with this game early.
We have no idea he's starting quarterback for the Browns.
Yeah.
I mean,
not much to
I
talk
see the
about.
odds tightening up between Pickett, Flacco, and Shadur. It seems pretty obvious it's not going to be Dylan Gabriel. Bengals schedule. Bengals schedule is not the hardest I've ever seen, but there are obviously games at Buffalo and at Baltimore, also at Green Bay. So it has tough parts, but it also has easy parts. Games against the Jags, Jets. I guess we're not calling the Patriots easy. Nah, okay. As I give it a second look, Bengals have a tough schedule.
Okay. Their win total is 9.5 over -130. And the Browns 5.5 under -135.
Wouldn't they go in the category of teams we were just talking about with 5.5 win totals, right?
Sure. They sure do. Yep. They got Mason Graham, linebacker from UCLA, Quinshon Judkins, Harold Fannin. They had a fun draft, one could say.
We'll see if I know ball, but I wasn't a Quinshon Judkins is going to be a great NFL guy, personally.
Okay. So let me see here. I'm just trying to find 6 wins on the Browns schedule. Dolphins.
You're intrigued to take them?
No, I don't want to bet on the Browns. Do you?
Okay. No, I just wasn't sure. It's the first time today I heard you say, let me try to find these wins.
Well, I was just trying to see if I could convince myself if I wanted to bet the Browns.
Okay. They could beat the Dolphins. They could beat the Patriots. They could beat the Jets. They could beat the Raiders. They could beat the Bears. They could beat the Steelers once. So if you believe that, there's 6 wins.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's go to the next game. Dolphins on the road against the Colts. They're 1.5 point dogs. I feel like every fucking time I see Miami and Indianapolis, I always take Miami with the points or whether they're a short favorite, and it never pans out. Like I've had deja vu. I've had PTSD of this, or I'm having PTSD. So I want nothing to do with this.
Hold on one second.
No, you're good. I do not want to fade the Indianapolis Colts. I feel like everybody's going to do it, and then we're all going to regret it.
Yes, but let me ask you, let me play devil's advocate. Do you want to back Anthony Richardson, or are you done with that experiment?
Not really, but if I do back him, I'll do it against a fucking Mike McDaniel coach team, a Dolphins defense that's not really that scary, and Steichen, who's got an offseason to prepare, and you got Tyler Warren in there now. So I think this could be a game. Dude, the Dolphins are soft. Like, this could be a game Anthony Richardson has like 4 touchdowns, and you're like, oh shit, Anthony Richardson's back. And then he goes on the road and plays like the Steelers and sucks.
I mean, didn't he did something like that week 1 last year, right?
Maybe.
I think he had like 80-yard touchdown pass to Alec Pierce in week 1 last year.
It sounds about right, dude.
Yeah.
It sounds about right.
How about this for a popular narrative or a square narrative I think I'm going to get into? I think the Dolphins are going to be a dog shit, and I think they are dead. Mike McDaniel's first coach fired intrigues me. Trading Tyreek Hill intrigues me. I think the Dolphins are going to be bad, and I'm looking at their schedule, and it's not that hard, but I don't care. Like, I think they could lose a lot of these games that they're even favorites in. But, yeah, I'll tell you this. You look at their schedule, not that tough.
Okay.
At all.
So if you want to play the alt under 6.5 wins for the Dolphins, excuse me, plus 190. They're 8.5 unders -145. I was trying to see if I could find a I got to sneeze again, but I'll mute. Oh, sometimes when I get a sneeze attack, it comes on heavy. I'm trying to see if I can find a first coach fired. NFL futures. Player futures.
It'll probably be a little bit, to be honest. You're gonna have
a
tough time finding that.
Okay. So what do you like early in this game if you had to? Would you
I'm gonna fade the Dolphins.
You fade the Dolphins. All right. Bucs -1.5 on the road against the Falcons. I fucking love a revenge game here. Baker Mayfield going into Atlanta, dragging his nuts all over the Atlanta Falcons and Raheem Morris. What about you?
What's the revenge aspect?
So last year, the Bucs played primetime in Atlanta, and they lost in overtime. Do you remember that?
Oh, was that the Bucky Irving fumble?
Yep. And Kirk Cousins had 500 yards passing.
And the missed face mask or something, right?
Yep. Keep talking. I gotta grab a tissue.
Okay, yeah. I'm a Michael Penix guy, so I'm much more excited about the Atlanta Falcons this year than I was last year when me and you both were very low on the Atlanta Falcons with 36-year-old Kirk Cousins coming off an Achilles injury. But I do like Michael Penix. He is one of the guys getting slurped in the training camp videos. I don't know if you've seen a lot of that, but I've seen him get slurped. The guy has a fucking arm. I'm not looking to fade Penix for the season. But I love fucking Baker and I like the Bucs and I have no reason to fade them either. In this game, it's tough, man. This is a tough game. I don't think I really like a side much in it yet.
Todd Bowles against a rookie quarterback week 1. Don't forget what he did against Jaden Daniels. 5 completions to wide receivers. He looked pedestrian the first time.
Yeah, but you keep saying rookie quarterback and he's not a rookie quarterback. He started NFL games last year.
Yeah. Do I keep saying that?
Yeah, you said it a few times about Penix. He's not a rookie, and honestly, I think he had enough experience last year, and then a full training camp this year as the starter. I kind of expect big things from him.
Okay, all right, fine. I guess first year starter. You're right. He did have enough experience. You're right. I take that back. Titans giving 7 on the road in Denver. I mean, it's going to be square. It's going to be chalky. Everybody probably loves the Broncos, but I like the Broncos.
Yeah, I like the Broncos too, but I don't think it's that chalky, dude. I think people look to back Cam Ward +7.
Really?
You think people are fully sold on the Broncos after 1 year?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I really do. I think the pieces they added, their defense is nasty. Rookie quarterback on the road in Mile High. I don't think anyone is touching the Titans, dude.
What is the Titans win total?
Good question. Well, let me give you Denver first since it's on the.
I'll guess 8.5.
9.5. Unders -130.
Wow, 9.5. They're getting a lot of respect.
Yep. And Tennessee is 5.5. The over is -125.
Yeah. Cam Ward season, dude.
Cam fucking Ward season.
I think I'm fully in on Cam Ward.
I think I am too.
So you want to take him +7 week 1? I would be down to do it.
Like, I don't have to. I just don't know that a lot of people are going to. I do not think a lot of people are going to. Okay, let's keep moving. San Francisco 49ers are -1.5 on the road in Seattle to open up the year. Steak, this has got to be it for the Niners, right? I mean, this is their window is like all but shut, it feels like.
Who do they have? Who do they have left on this team?
That's a good question. Let's pull it up.
CMC, Ricky Pearsall.
They had Kittle.
George Kittle, yep. The defense, I mean, I don't know, man. This is a weird game. I feel like you find out a lot about these two teams because I think it's common, but I'm pretty low on Sam Darnold repeating last year.
Oh, dude, I absolutely am. I am nervous. I am nervous, Steak. I'm nervous. I think everybody's going to be on the Niners.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
God, they had a drop off, and people hate Brock Purdy.
But do they like the Seahawks enough? You're not getting 3.5. You're just getting 1.5. You're picking a winner.
Yeah, you're picking a winner for sure. You're not even betting 1.5.
So you're saying week 1, Sam Darnold's going to beat the San Francisco 49ers.
I don't know if it's that crazy to say Sam Darnold, who went 14-3 last year, is going to beat the 49ers at home in one of the toughest places to play. I don't know if it's as weird as you think it is.
That you're saying Sam Darnold went 14-3. Kevin O'Connell, Justin Jefferson, the Minnesota Vikings.
Fine, but he's got a coach people like. He's got weapons people like.
All right. Fair enough. What else do we have here? Let's see. So who do you like in that game? It sounds like you like San Francisco. I mean, I like San Francisco.
I like San Francisco.
Okay. The Detroit Lions on the road in Green Bay. That's a fun game. Lions are -1, total 48.5. These road favorites, divisional favorites, are going to go 1-1.
Okay. So does that mean you like the Packers?
Yeah.
It's tough not to, right?
Yeah.
Lions have the toughest schedule in the NFL and a couple really, really good seasons. And obviously, I'd say they have the most excited fan base in the NFL, but also pretty fucking disappointing postseason exits between blowing that lead to the Niners and then losing to the fucking Commanders as what were they, 10-point favorites? I wonder what kind of year the Lions are going to have. What's their win total? 10.5?
10.5 over -120. And keep in mind, they pulled the old Philadelphia Eagles. They lost both their coordinators.
And just to be clear, that was the Eagles 2 years ago, right?
Yep.
So next year, not this year, but next year, the Lions will win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Clip that shit.
Ooh, this is a tough schedule, man. They play everybody.
Yeah.
They play everybody.
They have one of the hardest schedules in the NFL. I did hear that.
At Green Bay, at Baltimore, at Kansas City, at Cincinnati, at Washington, at Philadelphia, at Los Angeles. That's woof.
Not good.
I have a hard time. I'm gonna be honest. I actually think the Lions will be a wild card team this year.
Okay. I'm kind of with you. Are you high on the Packers?
I'm not sure what to think about the Packers yet. I'm high on Matthew Golden being really good.
9.5 win total, unders -135. Houston in Los Angeles. The Rams are -3. Chernoff has the Rams going to the Super Bowl to play the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. But when do we stop it with the Buffalo Bills? I know they're good. I know Josh Allen's amazing, and I know they've been close. I just like every year it's the Buffalo Bills' year to win the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, this is it. This is the last year.
This is it. I kind of thought we said that last year. It's a lot of disappointment. I'm not trying to be a hater. I have one gripe with the schedule makers. Why the fuck would an awesome game like Philadelphia at Buffalo be on December 28th? Like, that's so late in the season. Divisions might be decided. First round buys could potentially be decided. Like, why would you put that game and risk it not mattering? Potentially one of the best regular season games of the year. Buffalo,
I don't know.
Eagles at Bills, that's a sick game. Can you think of a better one?
No.
It's crazy. December 28th for that game is fucking insane.
Yeah, that's a good point. What do you think between the Houston Texans and Los Angeles Rams week 1? I don't think anybody's going to be on the Texans.
I don't either, but remember how much fun we've had fading the Rams. And by that, I mean no fun at all.
Yeah, you're right.
Stafford's a dog, and that defense grew up so quick that we thought they were going to be trash.
Yep.
But damn, fading McVay. I don't know, man.
I'm good on it.
I think you're right. I think no one's going to be on the Texans.
CJ Stroud should be back?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay. I haven't heard anything saying he wouldn't be starting.
Okay, but Tank Dell.
No, God, no. Tank Dell won't play all year.
And Nico Collins?
He's going to play, I believe.
Okay.
And then they got the 2 wide receivers from Iowa State that everyone was excited about.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Ravens at Buffalo, and Buffalo's -2. Revenge game here for the playoffs.
Sick fucking game. Holy shit.
Awesome game Sunday night.
And oof. I don't like anything. I can't pick this game. This is the one game of the week, of the day, where we're sitting here talking NFL games in May 15th. I can't pick this game right now.
Okay.
No
okay.
way.
Fair enough. All right. And then last game, Monday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings in Chicago, and Chicago's -1. JJ McCarthy debut.
JJ McCarthy debut, dude. Ben Johnson debut.
Ben Johnson debut. It's going to be so hard not to take the Vikings.
It's going to be so hard not to go to this game. Best city in the country. Go watch JJ McCarthy's first start.
Do you want to go do it?
I definitely might. Like I said, we talked about this in the beginning of the show, so I don't need to say too much, but this is the overreaction game of the week. I think the most overreactions come out of this because the Bears, people love to, whether you're shit on him or support him, people love to talk about Caleb Williams. Ben Johnson's the most exciting coaching hire of the year. JJ McCarthy, obviously the Vikings made a huge decision to not re-sign a guy who went 14-3 last year. So there's a lot of shit on JJ McCarthy's shoulders. And it's an awesome game, honestly. I'm not even just saying that as a Vikings fan. I feel like if you're an NFL fan, this game's exciting.
Yep. The contrarian play, I think, on Monday Night Football is going to be fading the Chicago Bears. The excitement's through the roof. They're a short favorite, and you got a rookie quarterback on the other side.
Yeah, I would 100% agree.
Yep. All right, I'm going to tell you my favorite bets. Let's go back one more time of week 1 right now. Right now. Favorite bets. I think I like the Chargers.
Okay.
My contrarian brain, I don't want to do it, but my contrarian brain likes the Giants. I think my POD is the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, that's my second favorite bet. The Las Vegas Raiders +3. And my favorite bet is the Jacksonville Jaguars -3.
Oh my God. Oh man. Dude, isn't the Titans Broncos at 41.5 kind of weird too? Like, could that not be 39?
Yeah, I think fucking Cam Ward's gonna
Bro, Cam Ward my fucking ball.
Yeah, I think it's happening.
I kind of okay. It's either the Niners or the Lions. It's not both. I think
it's the Niners.
Okay, I think the Texans are going to be a very non-trendy dog. And that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. NFL schedule. That's week 1. And we will, let's see. I don't know the next time we're going to talk about the NFL, probably a couple months.
Yeah.
Right?
Can't fucking wait. Can't wait.
Can't wait. All right, guys. We're out. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you later. Peace.